Alright, we're going to learn about the product rule in this video first. So the product rule is the derivative of f of x times g of x, which is f of x times the derivative of g of x plus g of x times the derivative of f of x. So we're going to go through that proof of that rule. The derivative of f of x times g of x equals the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h g of x plus h minus f of x g of x, and then all of that over h. And so then we'll expand that and simplify it. So that equals the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h times g of x plus h minus f of x plus h times g of x plus f of x plus h times g of x minus f of x times g of x, and then all of that over h. Then simplify it even more, or simplify it, and then we get the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h, pull that out, times g of x plus h minus g of x over h plus g of x times f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Alright, simplify that a little more, and we get the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h times g of x plus h minus g of x over h plus the limit as h approaches 0 of g of x times f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Now we have two different limit definition functions. And then we'll simplify that a little more, and that gives us the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h times the limit as h approaches 0 of g of x plus h minus g of x over h plus the limit as h approaches 0 of g of x times the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Right? And then that simplifies out to be the limit, that simplifies out to be f of x times the g prime x plus g of x times f prime x. So there's the proof for the product rule. So we're going to do an example. We'll start with number 1, where g of x equals x squared plus 1 times x squared minus 2x. So g prime of x, or the derivative of x, equals x squared plus 1 times 2x minus 2 f of x, g prime of x, plus x squared minus 2x times 2x. And then we'll simplify that a little bit more, and that'll be 2x to the third minus 2x squared plus 2x minus 2 plus 2x to the third minus 4x squared. And then simplify that out completely, and you get 4x to the third minus 6x squared plus 2x minus 2. Alright, and then let's do another example. Let's move on to number 5. F of x equals x to the third times the cosine of x. So f prime of x, or the derivative of x, equals x to the third f of x times negative sine x g prime of x plus the cosine of x g of x times the derivative of f of x 3x squared. And then that gives us, once you simplify it out, 3x squared cosine x minus x to the third sine x. And there's number 5. Another example is 36. It's a bit longer. It's using 3. And it's f of x equals x squared minus x times x squared plus 1 times x squared plus x plus 1. So f prime of x equals 2x minus 1 times x squared plus 1 times x squared plus x plus 1 plus x squared minus x times 2x times x squared plus x plus 1 plus, and we'll bring it down, x squared minus x times x squared plus 1 times 2x plus 1. And we just continued it on to the second line. And so then we'll expand it and then we'll simplify it. So that equals 2x minus 1 times x to the fourth plus x to the third plus 2x squared plus x plus 1 plus x squared minus x times 2x to the third plus 2x squared plus 2x plus x squared minus x times 2x to the third plus x squared plus 2x plus 1. Let's see if we can get that all into the video. There we go. And then we can combine like terms, and we get 2x to the fifth plus x to the fourth plus 3x to the third plus x minus 1 plus 2x to the fifth minus 2x squared plus 2x to the fifth minus x to the fourth plus x to the third minus x squared minus x. And that simplifies out to be 6x to the fifth plus 4x to the third minus 3x squared minus 1. And there's 36. Now we'll move on to the quotient rule. And the quotient rule is the derivative of f of x over g of x. And that equals that equals g of x times f prime of x minus f of x times g prime of x all over g of x squared. So we'll move on with examples and work it out that way. So let's start with number 9. H of x equals root cubed x over x to the third plus 1. So we'll simplify that problem out first, and that equals the same as x to the 1/3 over x to the third plus 1. That'll be a little simpler to do. Alright, so h prime of x, or the derivative of h of x, equals x to the third plus 1 times 1/3 x to the negative 2/3 minus x to the 1/3 times 3x squared all over g of x squared, which is x to the third plus 1 squared. So we'll simplify that a little, and that equals x to the third plus 1 minus x times 9x squared over 3x to the 2/3 times x to the third plus 1 squared. And that equals 1 minus 8x to the third over 3x to the 2/3 times x to the third plus 1 squared. So there's 9. Let's do another example. Number 12, f of t equals the cosine of t over t to the third. So f prime of t equals t to the third times negative sine t minus cosine t times 3t squared all over t to the third squared. And then we'll simplify that, and we get t sine of t plus 3 cosine of t over t to the fourth. And there's number 12. And we'll also do 29. So 29 is f of x equals 2x plus 5 over the square root of x. So let's simplify that out a little. That is the same thing as 2 times x to the 1/2, or 2x to the 1/2, plus 5x to the negative 1/2. So f prime of x equals x to the negative 1/2 minus 5 over 2 x to the negative 3 over 2, and that equals x to the negative 3 over 2 times x to the negative 5 over 2